All right, so welcome back. It's literally me starting right into the next one, but this is if you clicked in. If you did, welcome back to this crazy story. Sitting here talking about it, it doesn't sound like I was as stressed and as low as I say and will say, but trust me, I really have been, still can be. Um, but yeah, let's just get right on into it, okay? If you clicked on this first and you don't know the background story, go to part one. But here we go, okay? So, got these new glasses that came back. It's the same ones I already had, but they took the anti-glare off, and I noticed I was still having that weird smudge in the lens right there. It was like a whole circle. Maybe I'll upload a picture of that too in the end. But yes. So that was frustrating, but I'm like, whatever. Like, one thing at a time. The nose pad was feeling like pressure. Okay, so I took it to another place that was new on the other side of town. And I'm like, can you adjust these for me or whatever? And she was like, okay. She tried to adjust it, and I thought it was a little bit better, but it was still bothering me. So they were like, all right, let's just do the silicone. So, all right, cool, like, whatever. What happened was, and how dare I forget, before I even went to this place, when I got the glasses, I don't know if it was the first time or the second time, but there was a string because they were rimless. There was a string kind of sticking out on the side. So I showed place A this, and they were like, what? There's no string. And I'm like, there it is. And I showed him a little better, that same rude guy. And then he went in and fixed it. But then it was still looking a little choppy. I think it was either it was here or here. I think it was here because now when I'm at place B, the girl swapped out the nose pads, and she sees this thing sticking up, and she's like, I think there's this plastic or something sticking up, because what he did was cut it and I think tried to glue it back down. I don't know. So she's like, there's this thing sticking out here, and I knew exactly what she was talking about. And the thing is, when I went there for the nose pads. I did not go there for the string. But the fact that she identified the string without me even pointing anything out was to say, like, exactly, these glasses are faulty. They're cute, but they have a lot of issues. The lens having the thing, the nose pad out of whack, and now strings falling out. Like, how are you a new set of expensive frames and you're acting like that? So she's there fiddling with the thing. And first of all, let's rewind, right? Because when I first went in there to adjust the nose pads, and this is place B, the first person trying to fix it, she's fixing it with her fingers. And my understanding from the little research I got to do was you shouldn't do it with your fingers because the thing might break off. You need to use a certain device to move it. So I'm like, shouldn't you use one of those devices? She's like, yeah, actually I'm gonna have somebody else come and do it because I'm not the best with this. And I got frustrated in my soul because I'm like, if you're not the best with this, why the are you messing with it right now? Why not just say, oh, you need adjustment for your nose pads? Yo, can you come and help her? Because that's not for me. Why would you even go ahead and chance it? Like, glasses are expensive, they're sensitive, they're fragile. Why would you be playing with them right now? And that should have been my first time to leave. But again, I've been going through so much with place A. I was just like, I just need somebody to make it right. Somebody. There's all these other workers in here. Like, so at least I said something. But so here comes the next girl. And now she did the part of swapping out the nose pads. But now she's messing with the string. I appreciate her identifying it. But she's like picking at it and like, excuse me, using the metal device trying to take it off. And I'm standing there like, well, if you pick off that and it's part of the rim, won't the lens kind of risk falling out? And she's like, oh, maybe, I don't think so. But then somebody else came over and was like, yeah, like, leave it because it might make the rim loose. Hello, why are you messing with it then? You know? Excuse me. Guys, when I tell you my blood was boiling with these incompetent people, it was like, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but seriously, you are incompetent if you're doing these things. Like, um, so I take the glasses back, y'all, and let's just get to it. There was a scratch on my lens. That same spot that she was fiddling with, I guess the thing slipped and scratched up my freaking new lens that I just picked up yesterday. And I only ended up at place B because place A was giving me attitude for the nose pads. So now I'm like, great, I'm at this place where I didn't get the glasses. I didn't even get to wear them yet. I just got them yesterday, not even a full 24 hours yet. I literally had to be, I think even before going there, I had anxiety and I had to like clear my schedule to be like, okay, today we're going to go to place B and try and get this handled, and just for her to scratch it. And I'm like, okay, I didn't get it from here, which means what? I'm stuck with it like this because place A might not take it and change it, or this place is not gonna pay for it because I didn't get it here. Like, I was so upset. And then they were like, oh, like the girl who did it was just like, oh, she just needs a new lens. Like, it's saying it like it's nothing. But then the manager was like, well, we don't sell semi-rimless here, so we don't have the string and all that here to change out her lenses. So they're like, okay, what we can do for you. First, I had to wait for manager to try to figure out what they could do for me. I'm waiting. Like, imagine how much of your time this is taking up, and your energy, and your well-being. Okay? They come back and they're like, well, what we can do for you is you can just pick out any of the glasses over here. They were trying to tell me the cheaper glasses, and you can have it for free. Well, you don't have to pay anything. Bullshit, because I had to pay for the lenses. Like, what sucked is those frames didn't have the anti-glare on them. So if I wanted to put anti-glare on the next set of frames, which I had just learned anti-glare is better for me, I'd have to pay for it. They weren't going to cover that part. So it's like, okay, I appreciate that they are offering me new frames, and I'm trying to see like, okay, cool, I'll get like 2 new glasses, but I'd have to pay still like at least $80 for the anti-glare. So I'm just trying to figure out how best to get my money's worth with everything. And I'm already thinking, like, for these current glasses, I'm about to go and call them up and say, look, I wouldn't have even ended up at this place if I didn't have so many issues with y'all, place A. And so now I went to place B and this happened. And I'm very upset with the whole experience. Like, I had to work up the thoughts and plan of how to express that to place A, while now having to deal with the stuff for place B, and thinking, man, now I gotta come back during some more of my time to come and try out glasses. And because again, it's a process learning what will fit for my face. And I was very upset. At this point, I was having nightmares. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I was just having nightmares. I was feeling very stressed and overwhelmed with the experience of back and forth throughout place A, and now place B is involved. And it's just like, what the heck? Like, I tried to go from one bad place and it just got worse. And I really felt like I was cursed. Like, you'll hear the synopsis of it all and be like, is she exaggerating, like to feel like she's cursed or something? But I really feel like I was cursed and being punished, because I'm like, I'm not a bad person. I didn't do anything. Why am I going through all this? Like, this whole thing started in August, all because I just wanted to figure out what's going on with this visual snow. And now it's just a train wreck of stuff going on. And I could not make a message from it. I'm like talking to God, trying to understand, like, what is going on here? Why? What do you want me to get from this? I can't return them. I can't, like, not wear glasses. I mean, I can choose to just not wear them, but, like, and someone had advised me at some point, like, okay, when you get these glasses, like, just keep them, because clearly it's causing you too much stress rather than to go through the process. So just keep them. But again, it's hard to just keep them when you have this thing constantly blurring in your eye. It's not me being particular about, oh, it just doesn't look cute, I want to keep changing it and now it's stressing me out. Like, no, I can't use them because I have a blurring in my eye, or it's hurting my nose to the core. I'm supposed to just keep it and be in pain? Like, no. So I just felt like I didn't know which way to turn or what to do. But fine, I tried to keep them. So fine, I came back in, tried out all these glasses, and I picked a pair of plastics that were not black or clear. They were like a dark brown, and they fit me nicely. And I just threw the anti-glare on there. So I get them. At this point, I don't even, let me think. I went to place A and complained, as I said, like, this is what happened to these glasses. I wouldn't have ended up there if I didn't have issues in the first place. And they were like, all right, here's what we could do for you. We're going to order brand new glasses and we'll inspect them like crazy, and we won't give them to you until we're sure they're okay. Because we never had this issue before. So they say. So, fine. And it was a very stressful thing for me to go and talk to these people who were giving me attitude and all this stuff. And there was more to it. Like, at some point I got really sick and I couldn't, and this is beforehand, I got really sick and I couldn't go in, and the one lady who's helping me now in this present situation that I'm explaining, she had given me a lot of attitude too. So it's just been a lot. But whatever, I try to keep my peace. And I think I actually, the whole time I tried not to cry, but it had made me cry at home. And as I'm explaining stuff to her, I'm like crying a little bit. Not crying, but my eyes got a little teary. But she was like, I understand, but really, I've been working here a long time and we never had this issue with the lenses, so I don't know what's going on. But we will order brand new frames for you or whatever. And thank God I was able to finesse putting back on the transitions, putting back on the anti-glare, and having the whole new ordered glasses for a discounted price. Because I said something like, do you guys have any discounts going on right now? Because it was annoying that all this was going on and they wouldn't refund me and they wouldn't even offer me some sort of discount for compensation of all the inconvenience. Like, I think that's what got to me the most. The fact that you think I want to keep coming in here and here and here and here, and y'all don't offer nothing for compensation, and you wanted to hold on to my money, and you got mad when I wanted my money back rightfully. So, like, all that stuff annoyed me, but the best way I could ask was like, do you have a discount going on right now? And they were like, no. But her feeling bad for my situation, she offered a discount, and I really appreciated it. So I thought, like, okay, maybe this was the big thing at all for me to get what I really wanted. I always did want the transitions, but I sacrificed them because of pricing. And I learned that the anti-glare seems to be better for me. So I'm like, maybe this all happened so I can choose what I want and not settle. That's what I was trying to take from the message. I don't know. But, I try to see it on the positive side. Like, okay, I'm looking forward to my new glasses. It has the transitions. It has the anti-glare. And I got them all for a discounted price. Amen. Hallelujah. And I got them. She adjusted it for me. I was still having issues with the adjustment of the arms for the sake of my piercing. But the nose pads felt better. There was no wonky string sticking out. Amen. But I put them on. Like, honestly, once I picked those ones up, I was like, okay, can you adjust them a little bit? And she did. It's okay, thanks, bye. And I rushed out of there because I was not trying to go through it again. Because beforehand, I would, like, when they took the anti-glare off the first time, I was sitting there for like an hour waiting, and that's when I waiting to see if that mark would appear, and it did, and feeling out the nose pads. And I did not want to be bothered with that again. I did not have time for it. I just no. So I was like, okay, this is decent enough. And the thing about it is, you could sit there in 2 minutes and be like, okay, this feels okay, but then like 5 minutes later, you're like, okay, wait, actually, this is bothering me. Like, it takes a while for it to settle on your face. And if this, astigmatism, you kind of got to wear them all the time, because everything you see is going to look a little wonky. So you have to wear this all the time, and it's just constantly getting more and more uncomfortable. And then, like, but whatever, I rushed out. I was not trying to be bothered. In the end of it all, there was no string still. The nose pads were better, but the one had like I guess they swapped the silicone out before they even gave it to me to avoid issues. So it was better, but the one had like the plastic of it was sharp and poking my skin. So I was planning to go to them to swap it out, because like, you giving me this thing with a sharp thing. But I honestly just used a nail clipper and cut around it, and then I used a nail file and filed it down, because I was not trying to go back. The part I couldn't help though is when she adjusted the ear, it like was very twisted inward that now it's either pushing hard against my bone here or it was sticking up and knocking the piercing. Anytime I smiled or chewed or talked, it was hitting. And the earring would just get inflamed. And I'm like, this is still healing. I can't afford, like, I have to go back. So with place A, I went back for them to untwist it, but it still has been knocking my earring or falling off my face or whatever, the nose pad, because I filed it down. That's been better so far. But yeah, the ears or arms or whatever still needs work. And again, it's December now. So that's why they're in that box over there, because I just can't be bothered to try to put it on and it's irritating my ear. And when I try to fix it, you know, YouTube will say like, use a blow dryer or whatever. So I went to them to untwist, because even with the blow dryer, I could not untwist it. And of course, being very gentle, because if I break it, it's on me, I understand. But the next part of the ear, I'm hoping I can figure it out myself. I just needed a break. So I just let them chill in the box and constantly having to be cleaning them, because again, I'm still having that smudging issue, and we'll get to that. Okay, so that's what's going on with the glasses that I really love, the more expensive ones from place A. Issue with the ear, the piercing, the arm, and the constant smudging. And it's weird because it would show up in this same eye, but not this one. And I couldn't make sense of it. I'm thinking, is it the circulation of air between my nose and my eye that's making it fog or what? Like, so when I picked up the new glasses from place B, I was like, okay, these are good. Like, they feel fine on my ear, whatever. And unfortunately, the same day, they had the same marks. And it broke my heart. It did. And then I learned, I think it is my eyelashes. And the rude guy in place A was saying it's probably my eyelashes, but I was just like, how? My eyelashes? Y'all, my eyelashes are not long to me. People have way longer eyelashes than me. So if it's hidden the thing, I can understand that. But for me, like, how? And to me, going back to that first pair of glasses, not first pair, but from place A, why is it only showing up in this one and not this one? Like, what's going on there? That's weird. So now with these new ones that are plastics, I guess because they're plastics, just like when I first got my plastic clear glasses, I was getting it in both. That's what was happening with these new ones from place B. So up to this day, I'm experiencing that with those. And the only thing about it is with those, if it starts to appear, I can still see fine through them, versus with the ones from place A where it's only in this one, I can like actively see that blur in my eye. So the plastic ones from place B, I've been wearing them mostly like to work and stuff, because even if they start to do that, I don't really notice it. Like, only when I take them off, I'll be like, oh, yep, there they are. Or maybe over time, because it's constant like lash grease that piling on top. Then I start to see the blur, but at least I can go a couple of hours without having to feel like I have to clean them. Versus those ones, as soon as it starts to happen, in a few minutes. And that's what I meant to say too. With all of this, every time it was appearing, it would happen in seconds. It would happen in minutes. So it's just like frustrating. And it's weird because if I wear sunglasses or something, they don't have any of those marks. So I don't know what I'm missing. Excuse me. I want to say maybe the oil is more attracted to the anti-glare, but no, because when I took the anti-glare off, it was still happening, remember? So I don't know what is going on and why that happens. But now with those plastics, here's the issue with them. I took them home and I'm seeing in the light, and yeah, the story keeps going. I took them home, I'm looking in the light, and it had a bunch of scratches, like horizontal scratches, right? This is the lens, this part, constant, and here. Oh, what the fuck? Like, I was so mad. How are these new glasses from place B and the lenses are literally scratched? Like, and why is it that they didn't see that? And I'll try to take it to them and they're like, what? I don't see it. Because the thing is, you can only see it from certain lighting. I have to be looking, holding it up to the light on my ceiling to see them. It is so weird. And eventually the manager there was like, I don't think there's scratches because if there were, we could see it in any kind of lighting. So it might be something with the blue light. Like, I guess their anti-glare has blue light. And so they're saying it might be a defect in the blue light. And that's why it's appearing as a coating of super scratched, like, child. So I gave them the glasses and they were supposed to change it in. I went to pick it up like 2 weeks later. It had the same thing, but just a different pattern. And I'm like, are these the same glasses or what? Because I still see scratches here. They're different, but it's still very, very like prevalent. Can y'all keep up with the story at this point? I just want to know because it's a lot. Okay? This upset me to my soul. Like, at this point, I'm kind of rushing through it because I'm tired. Even just talk about I'm tired. But just if you can understand, like, each time it's getting me more anxious and upset and feeling like I'm being punished. Like, why the fuck can't I just move on from this nightmare? Like, literally a nightmare. Why? What is going on? I'm sorry for cursing, but seriously, at this point, I try not to curse like that. But, like, seriously, at this point, it's like, what the heck? Like, what is going on? How is it that I just got these brand new glasses? I'm having the smudge problem, but fine, that's me, that's the eyelash, which tells me that I was wrong from place A. They still had attitude, they still could have shared more information, but that smudge part was me, apparently. But the string and the nose pad was them. And so now with this place, I'm having issues with the smudging, fine, that's me. But then the scratches in the lens. And at first I thought it was a coworker, like when she cleaned it and she was kind of like this about it. I thought she scratched it, but then yes, like they said, if it was real scratches, you would see it in any kind of lighting. And the fact that like that's how it came firsthand, maybe, and then they reordered the lenses and there those scratches are again, but different. And so now they reordered lenses again. And listen to this, y'all. Going in there for the third time now to pick it up. They reordered lenses. They take it out. It's only one lens. But I showed them a picture of both lenses. Why would you only order one lens? Like, at this point, and I want to make this video more lively. I want to make it more like in the moment of how I was feeling, but I can't even keep up with how I was feeling at this point. I just know I was like, is this a joke? Like, I walked in and they're like, even the coworker was like, why would they order one lens? Where's the other one? And I'm like, you gotta be shitting. Like, at this point, if you want to map it out, it could be comedy. It really could. Like, you know, one of those bad luck people, like, I was gonna say Charlie Brown. Sorry, Charlie Brown. But like, where it's just constant bad luck, nonsense happening and like, how do you only order one lens? So now I have to wait, and this was right before Thanksgiving, y'all. I'm thinking I could finally pick them up and move on with my life, and they only ordered one lens, so now I have to wait and deal with this, and this is still in process, still pending. I was so annoyed. Like, the one coworker was like, how are you? Like, are you looking forward to Thanksgiving? I was like, I was, until I found out I have to wait for this again. Like, and she's like, like, and I didn't say it like with sharp attitude, but you know, I was until I had to find out I had to wait again. Like, that was kind of me, because like, so yeah, so then yesterday I picked up the other lens. It's a week later. Thanksgiving was like last week or so, somewhere around there. Picked them up, and each time I'm like assessing it, making sure in whatever lighting I could find, because it really depends on the lighting, which is so annoying. Like, you got to be doing the hokey pokey and twister to find the right lighting to make sure you don't see no scratches. And from what I could observe from whatever lighting I could find, I didn't see the scratches. Thankfully though, when you put it on, you don't see the scratches, so it's kind of like you want to just let it rock. But no, if I spent $80 on this whole thing was supposed to be free out of courtesy of y'all, and I added $80 for the anti-glare, then no, these things need to be crisp. Like, I'm not going to accept scratch lenses. If I didn't pay the $80, then yeah, fine, I'll just keep it. So if it happens again, From what I could see, for both of them, they were okay. But I was just so tired after I picked them up. I just put them down on the counter. Excuse me. I didn't get to assess it in all lighting of my house and stuff. So if I end up doing that after I clean them down and stuff and I see something, I will probably say, hey, like, these things are still here. And honestly, I'm tired of this. So can y'all just refund me for my anti-glare or for the lenses that I paid, and we call it a day or something, or discount me half of it, something, because it's ridiculous. And honestly, I still, and then issues with the arms and the ear and like just how it fits on my face, because those are plastics and they're again leaving marks on my nose here. So again, that's why I'm not wearing any of them, because I can't be bothered. So overall, right, where I am right now is glasses A from Place A, which I really like the frames. They're nose pads and semi rimless or whatever. The nose pads seem better, but the arms still knocking my piercing, irritating it, and still getting that blur that is very visible when I wear it in this side. Those are the issues with that, so they're not being worn. Then the other one, they leave marks here, but I can wear them. They're plastics, and I can wear them to work because I wear a mask. So when I put it on top of the mask, it doesn't really leave the mark. But if I'm just wearing them at home, it definitely leaves the mark. And they done tried bending it, and it was a little like crisscrossed and all these things. So I don't know if they're gonna need another adjustment. If they were slanted, I don't know. I put them to the side, so they might need another adjustment for the sake of being straight, but also the air, just making sure it's not irritated. But the biggest part for them is the marks and both lenses having the fuzz in it. And thankfully I can still see through them. So overall, I would wear those first, if anything, but because they leave that mark and put constant pressure on this side, because it seems like it's like so tight here, it's pulling this side into my face no matter how many adjustments they make. So I can wear them first, but not for long. So here I am without any for now. And then the other ones too that have transitions, like when they're in the sun, they get dark, dark, dark. Like, I don't know why they get that dark. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I can't even see past them when they're that dark. It's just, it doesn't make sense. But I'm hoping that will just fix itself. I don't know. But, yeah, if you have an idea of what the lesson might be in all this, please let me know, because I truly don't. At first, I was joking with my mom saying, like, maybe the lesson is I'm supposed to be at one of these locations, Place A, I thought, and I'll meet my husband there or something, because I only see attractive people or anybody really my age here and there in that place. Anywhere else in this town, I don't see people like my age or anything. So if I do see anyone, I'm more likely to see them there than anywhere in the town, which is weird. So I made a joke like, maybe I'll meet my husband. Maybe that's why all this is happening, so I can meet my husband here. But no, that's not the lesson. That's not the reason. I don't know why all of this is going on. I really don't. I would have been just fine just seeing how I was seeing, not realizing I was seeing blur. But yes, that static vision would have still existed, and it still does exist. So yeah. And then as for me feeling like, okay, well, I get two cool glasses. Well, not really if I can't wear them. So I don't really know what the positive is in all this. Like, I'm trying to see it, and it's hard. And again, for Place A, my attitude towards them is just grateful for the discount to that one specific lady. And, you know, if I have to go to them, I want to just be in and out. Like, all right, you made that little adjustment. Thank you. Bye. Like, I don't even want to talk to them. I don't want to be there no more. Like, and then for Place B, strangely enough, I should be getting more and more upset with them, because they are the ones that straight up scratched my lens from the other place. They're the ones who giving me brand new glasses with scratches, whether it's because of blue light or not. they're the ones that I'll try to have them adjust stuff, and they too don't know how to adjust it, and they should be having somebody who actually knows what they're doing do the job. Like, I should be getting more and more and more upset with them. But yeah, each time I go, I'm just like, hey girl, how are you? You look nice today. I like your haircut. I'm like, oh, did you? I'm like, oh, your hair looks nice. Like, did you cut it? It looks good. Like, that's me being nice as heck. And I genuinely mean these compliments. But I'm surprising myself. Like, how and why am I being so nice to them when they are giving me a harder time? And I know too, every time I show up there, they're probably like, oh gosh, what happened now? But their vibe isn't as like, ugh, as the other place. Like, I'm sure when I walk in, they're like, oh, here we go. But it's not like the other place that when I walk in, I feel like they're literally thinking, ugh, like, what now? You know, so, but I have been dealing with that place longer. So it is what it is. So yeah, that is my crazy story. Again, I just found it necessary to share it. And again, if you know information in all this that I haven't mentioned that you feel would be helpful to me, please let me know. If you feel like there is a lesson in here, let me know. If you've had a similar experience, let me know. Like, but please always keep it respectful, because this was a very prevalent part of my life over the last few months. It is a huge thing for me. Even if how I'm expressing it might not seem that way, it truly was. So if you do have anything negative to say, keep it to yourself. Nobody want to hear that. You're entitled to your opinion, but keep it to yourself. If it's negative, I really just want a space of, that's the thing with, you know, social media, whatever. Like, if you choose to share your story, you're choosing to risk people giving negative feedback. I understand that, but I'm here to say, like, that's not welcomed here. So yeah, positive comments for growth. This page is for growth. That's why, again, I chose not to list these companies, because it's more about the growth from the experience. Like, what is the experience that's happening? What is it offering? What is it trying to teach? Let's talk about that. Let's, you know, brainstorm what we think is going on here. Like, at the end of the day, none of us know. We're not God or whatever you may believe in. I believe in God, you know, but just, you never know. You never know, right? So I'll leave it on that. Thank y'all for listening. If you made it this far, again, I may or may not include images. If I do, either it'll be here or I'll put a link for just straight up slideshow. All right. Otherwise, take care.